What really happened behind the palm trees and the camera flashes? Were those matching bracelets just coincidence? Or something far more revealing? Whispers of romance, hidden photos, and one unexpected sighting have set the internet on fire. Tonight, Red Carpet Revealed takes you inside the getaway they never meant for anyone to see. Let's uncover the truth together. The storm began with a single photo. Not a high-definition shot. Not the work of a professional paparazzo, just a blurry image taken through glass at sunset. Two silhouettes on a balcony. A pale strand of hair catching the light. A familiar curve of a shoulder that half the internet could recognize even without a name. At 11:58 p.m., the post went up on a gossip account with millions of followers. In minutes the servers trembled. The caption was short, teasing. Impossible to ignore, 2 stars, 1 island. You decide who they are. By morning, guesses had already hardened into certainty. Luna Bai and Zeng, the on-screen couple who swore they were just friends. The pair whose chemistry had built entire fandom empires, had supposedly been caught together on a private resort off the Thai coast. Their agencies said nothing. Their official accounts stayed dark. But silence, in the digital age, speaks louder than denial. Red Carpet Revealed began tracing the origin of the photo that detonated across timelines. Metadata confirmed the island, Sanraya Bay. An exclusive retreat where phones are confiscated upon arrival. A place built for secrecy. Yet if no devices were allowed, how did that image exist? That question would follow every rumor and whisper that filled the week, because sometimes truth doesn't leak by accident. Sometimes it chooses its moment to appear. 2 days before the post, Luna Bai had uploaded a picture to her WeView page, a close-up of a seashell resting on white sand. The caption read simply, "Breathe again." 6 hours later, Zeng shared a sunset photo, same sky, same clouds, different angle. Noticed first. Threads multiplied, comparisons of wave direction, timestamp analysis, light refraction. One fan zoomed into Jace's sunglasses reflection, tiny, grainy, but unmistakably showing a figure in white standing by the shore. Is that Luna? Someone wrote. At the bracelet, she wore the same one in her drama interview last week. Within 24 hours the tag Luna Jace Getaway was trending worldwide. Actually, both actors were on hiatus. Luna had just finished an exhausting historical epic, Jace was between contracts. Their agencies announced rest periods at almost the same time. Different reasons, same week. Sources claimed Luna flew from Beijing to Phuket on a private charter under a pseudonym, Ms. Lin. Hours later, another manifest listed Mr. Zhao. Same destination, same flight crew. 10 minutes apart. Coincidence? Perhaps, but the world had stopped believing in coincidence. At the resort, locals remembered a couple who kept to themselves. They spoke softly, always looking around before walking outside. A staff member later told us. They laughed sometimes, the kind of laugh you hear when people finally relax. On the 4th day of the supposed getaway, Luna posted an aesthetic reel, a cup of coffee beside a book. Background music gentle as the tide. Nothing unusual until fans slowed the video frame by frame. In the reflection of her sunglasses, a man's hand rested on the table edge. The corner of a blue shirt sleeve visible. Jace owned that exact shirt. That was the moment the internet turned into a detective agency. Graphic designer mapped balcony railings. Weather analysts matched cloud patterns to satellite data. Someone even located the villa's layout using rental archives and claimed, "That's definitely the Sanraya Ocean Suite, room 302. The investigation became obsession, half gossip, half art form. People didn't want confirmation anymore, they wanted the thrill of the chase. When approached for comment, both management teams released identical statements, no comment regarding artists' personal schedules, it was too clean, too rehearsed. For 3 days, stars went offline. No posts, no sightings. In that vacuum, imagination bloomed. Forums filled with speculation, they're hiding until the storm passes, others argued. Maybe it's not them, but if it isn't, why not say so? By the 5th day, new photos surfaced, 2 figures riding a motorbike through palm-lined roads. Faces obscured by helmets. Bike matched one rented from the resort. The woman's scarf, identical to Luna's. Red Carpet Revealed verified the rental number through local vendors. Rented under the name Lin and Zhao, the same aliases. The story stopped being romance, it became a phenomenon. Online analysts released 20-page case studies. Every angle, every pixel became part of an investigation no one had asked for. Yet beneath the frenzy, a strange tenderness appeared. Comments whispered instead of shouted, "They deserve to be happy. If it's true, let them rest." For the first time, fans defended silence as fiercely as they once demanded truth. Still, the media smelled blood. Seventh day. A major outlet dropped what it claimed was drone footage, two people walking hand in hand along the shoreline at dusk. No faces. Just silhouettes stretching across golden water. Headlines screamed certainty. The resort denied it. Agencies threatened legal action. But by the time lawyers drafted statements, the clip had been viewed 10 million times. At 9 p.m., Luna posted a single story on her account, a black screen with a caption, "When the truth isn't yours to keep, silence becomes mercy." Minutes later, Jace posted a moon emoji. The internet exploded. People read poems into the moon. They saw hidden messages and punctuation. What no one realized was that both posts were geotagged to the same location, a tiny island 3 kilometers from Sanrio Bay. By morning, their accounts vanished. Red carpet revealed traced flight records, ferry logs, resort staff rosters. Everything led to Villa registered under Ocean Light Productions Limited. Shell company created only a month before the trip. These directors were names matching the star's managers. It wasn't a spontaneous escape, it was organized secrecy. A hideaway meticulously planned to protect privacy that ironically made the secret more valuable once it broke. Emails between the resort's PR office and an unknown client revealed the codename Project Breeze. Clause 7 of the agreement read, "Absolute discretion required, breach penalty $500,000. The breach happened anyway." The headlines. A quieter truth was taking shape. Who had worked with Luna described her exhaustion, months of filming under relentless schedules. Her smile mechanical, her eyes fading. "She needed to breathe," said one stylist. She said she wanted to see the ocean without cameras. Ace had been seen visiting a therapist earlier that year, citing burnout. Two broken people, two public masks. Island promising anonymity, that was the heart of the story. Not scandal but escape. Later, back in the city, both returned separately, Luna through the VIP exit, through the cargo terminal to avoid cameras. Porters still found them. "Are you two together?" shouted one voice. Luna paused, did her sunglasses, and smiled faintly. "Sometimes," she said, "people go where they can breathe." It wasn't denial. It wasn't confession, it was the calmest rebellion Fame had ever seen. Jace, asked the same question, laughed softly. "If you spot the same sunrise twice," he said, "maybe it means something." Back online, half the fans rejoiced, half mourned. Brands scrambled to decide whether to distance themselves or capitalize on the romance. Stock prices shifted for an entire streaming platform because of one blurred photo. And yet, the stars remained quiet. 3 weeks later, Luna posted a picture again, a seashell. The same one as before. Now resting in someone's palm. The caption read, "Some secrets aren't meant to be hidden, only kept safe." The world sighed. The internet stilled. And for the first time in a month, stopped searching. But Red Carpet revealed didn't. In a quiet inbox, an anonymous message arrived, "You're looking at the wrong island." There was a second trip. Attached was a time-stamped itinerary, 2 tickets purchased under new names. Dated just 1 week after the public return. Destination undisclosed. Departure time sunrise. The mystery wasn't over, the getaway had only begun. Red Carpet revealed signed off with a promise. Next, the island of secrets, what they left behind. And the truth the ocean refuses to drown. Second trip was never meant to exist. There were no social posts, no staff rosters, no flight logs that matched their names. Yet at dawn, on a quiet runway outside the city, a private jet lifted through gray clouds. 2 figures sat in silence facing opposite windows. The world believed they had returned to normal life. "We're already leaving it behind again." Luna watched the sky blush into light. Moonlight turned off beside her, its reflection in the window showed a face that looked calmer, almost weightless. Jace sat a few rows away. Eyes closed, headphones in. Pretending to sleep. Between them stretched an unspoken truth, they could run from cameras. But never from themselves. when the plane landed on an island even smaller than the first. Reporters waited. The air smelled of salt and rain-soaked orchids. A caretaker handed over keys to a wooden bungalow perched above the sea. Inside, the air hummed with electricity, the kind that always hangs before a confession. For 2 days they barely spoke. Cooked noodles on a small stove. Swam when the tide softened. Slept when thunder rolled. Every now and then their eyes met and turned away again. The third morning, Luna woke to find a letter under the door. Written on resort stationery, to her special guests. Thank you for choosing secrecy. No signature, no logo. Just a faint watermark shaped like a camera lens. Jace read it and exhaled. They know we're here. Then let them, Luna answered. Nothing left to hide. But that wasn't true. Hidden between the laughter and the sea breeze was a fear that this peace couldn't last. She saw it in the way he checked the horizon. Half expecting a drone to rise out of the mist. Fame, she thought, was a shadow that traveled even without light. Evening, while the wind tore through the palm trees. They sat outside watching lightning dance over the water. Ever think about what happens when they stop talking about us? She asked. They won't, he said softly. We'll just change the story. The next day, Jace disappeared into the village to buy fruit. He returned pale, holding a newspaper. On the front page was a blurred picture of them from behind. On the very pier they'd used that morning. The headline read, "Runaway lovers or media mirage, someone had found them again." That night they argued, quietly. The way people do when words have already lost their sharpness. We should stop pretending we can live off the map, he said. The world will never let us. And what do we owe the world? She replied. Their performance? Another perfect smile. Didn't answer. Instead, he handed her a small shell he'd picked from the sand. The same spiral pattern as the one she had posted weeks earlier. Keep it, he said. In case we forget what peace sounds like. On came, their phones blinked with hundreds of unread messages. Agencies demanding statements. Sponsors threatening penalties. Friends asking if the rumors were true. The quiet shattered. They packed their bags in silence. At the door, Luna turned back to look at the unmade bed. Up on the table, the window still open to the sea. Regret it? She asked. Jace smiled faintly. Only that it couldn't last. Flight home they sat side by side. Hands almost touching but not quite. Through the cabin window the island shrank into a green dot swallowed by the ocean. By the time they landed, the internet had already declared a verdict. Photos, theories, endless commentary. They were no longer people, just storylines. His agency released a polished statement that afternoon. Our artist is focusing on work and has no personal relationship to disclose. Jace's team echoed the same. The symmetry of denial was almost poetic. Days passed. Interviews resumed. Cameras flashed. The world returned to its rhythm. Though neither of them felt part of it anymore. But late at night, when the noise died, messages appeared from anonymous accounts, grainy images of the island. Captions written like warnings. The caretaker still remembers. You left something behind. Curiosity won. Luna returned alone. The island greeted her with silence. The bungalow smelled of dust and ocean. On the table lay a sealed envelope. Weather-stained but intact. Inside was a single Polaroid, her and Jace on the pier. Unaware of the camera. Laughing as the wind tangled their hair. On the back, in a stranger's handwriting, were 5 words, even secrets deserve happy endings. She closed her eyes and smiled for the first time in months. For a moment the noise of fame vanished. Placed by the hush of waves and the echo of a laugh carried by wind. She placed the photo in her bag, stepped outside. Let the tide wash over her feet. Somewhere behind her, thunder rumbled again, the same sound that had begun it all. Back in the city, Red Carpet revealed received one final message from an unnamed source. It contained no photos. Evidence, only a single sentence. They were never hiding from us. They were hiding from the noise. That was the real story all along, not the scandal, not the clues. But 2 people who wanted the world to forget long enough to remember how to live. The article ends here. But the sea keeps moving. Endless and indifferent. Carrying away every rumor until only ripples remain. Listen closely. You can still hear laughter in the waves, faint but certain. Proof that some truths are too gentle to break. Thank you for reading this Red Carpet Revealed exclusive. To everyone who followed the story, shared a moment of curiosity, or simply paused to listen, thank you. Stories like this remind us that behind every headline are hearts that beat, voices that whisper, and dreams that deserve a little peace. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep watching the lights of the red carpet. Red Carpet Reveal Team.